Hi Sagittarius, and welcome back to my channel. Welcome if this is your first time here. So this is going to be your love and spirituality reading for the rest of February. And this is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. And I'll also be doing an extended video as always. And it will be in the description box down below. So be sure to check that out when you're finished watching this. Alright, Sagittarius, so when I was shuffling on your energy earlier, I got the Knight of Cups and I got the Five of Pentacles. So I'm thinking that some of you are recovering from some sort of rejection, or a feeling of neglect or abandonment is present in your energy right now. So I feel like that's something that you are trying to work through, or it could very well be that you were forced to leave someone and they are feeling neglected and abandoned by you, and you are having to deal with the weight of that. A lot of people think that when you're the person that leaves, that you have it easy, like it doesn't weigh on you, but that's just not true, especially if the person that you left behind is someone who is not necessarily a bad person, but they just don't fit with you. That can also cause a lot of stress and guilt having to release them. So just take that as it resonates. All right, so let's see. Okay, interesting. So we have the Two of Wands at the bottom of the deck. So I'm thinking that a lot of you are wanting to expand or wanting to explore your options in some way, which is a Sagittarius trait, so I'm not surprised. You are the sign that focuses most on expansion and trying new things, having new experiences in order for you to grow through those experiences. That's why Sagittarius is the sign that also is associated with traveling to new places and like foreign lands, simply because you get so much wisdom and experience just from traveling to places that you have never been before and experiencing new cultures and things of that sort. So I think a lot of you are just wanting something new and exciting in your life. Some of you could be wanting to travel, or you're just wanting some type of drastic change. I feel like this is something that your soul is kind of calling for you to do. You know how you have those periods of time where you just feel this push towards something, like you just feel like there has to be something more or something better to experience. I feel like that is coming directly from your soul wanting to expand and grow. So it's kind of like pushing you in a new direction. But with the Emperor being here too, though, I feel like it's a bit of conflict, because it's like you want something new and exciting, but then there's this desire for stability at the same time. So it's like you want something stable in your life and secure, but at the same time you don't want your life to be so stable and secure that it kind of gets boring, if that makes sense. So this could apply to a job, it could apply to relationships. You could just be feeling this sense of push and pull, of just wanting to settle down, but at the same time wanting a sense of freedom. So in the past position we have the Eight of Wands. So the Eight of Wands talks about communication. It could also talk about very fast movement. So you could have gotten into a relationship quite quickly because you felt a spark, or you felt some type of connection to the person. You also could have had a lot of aggressive communication back and forth with this person, and I say that because the Queen of Wands is here in the reverse. So the Queen of Wands is like a very angry person, someone who is very explosive and is just very much ready to go off on you and call you out for whatever you've done, and it's like not really holding their words back. So it's like when someone says something very harsh, but you know that they meant it. It's like that type of energy with the Queen of Wands. It's not the thing where someone will curse you out and then you're just like, okay, I know they were just mad, they didn't mean that. It's like someone who curses you out and everything they say kind of sticks to you and hits you, because you know that this is the truth that they're telling, or you know that they mean exactly what they're saying. So it could have been you who was communicating like this to someone, or it could have been someone communicating like this to you. But I feel like this explosive type of energy. It's like one of those relationships where you just can't, how am I going to describe what I'm seeing? It's like one of those relationships that are it's so much passion and tension between the people. They're always like arguing. It's always like some drama or some explosion, because there's just so much emotion between the two people. Like when they get together, there's like this explosive energy that gets created. It's kind of hard to explain what I'm seeing, but I hope that you understand what I'm saying. So like I said, this could have been you, or this could have been another person. or I mean the other person, but either way, I feel like both people were left in this headspace of feeling very kind of defeated, feeling very anxious, feeling very stressed out, especially if there were very harsh words spoken, because the the Nine of Swords can talk about like very harsh words being spoken and then you kind of internalizing them and really going over in your head what was said to you or what you said to someone else. So there could be a sense of you regretting what you've said to someone else, or they regretting them regretting what they've said to you. But it's like, it's one of those things where like the truth kind of just slaps you in the face and you know that they're telling the truth, even though it's extremely rude and disrespectful the way that they presented it. So it causes like a lot of anxiety. You know, like the criticism that is actually true is the criticism that hurts the most. So I feel like that is the energy that I'm picking up from this card. It's really difficult for me to see whether this is you telling the truth or the other person telling this truth. It's kind of hard. The energies are kind of like meshed together because of the amount of like passion that's between the two people. If this is not a love relationship, this could be a situation with someone's mother, because the Queen of Wands could be like a very angry narcissistic type of mother energy, female energy. Doesn't have to be a woman though, it could be female, feminine energy within a male. But yeah, usually it's like a very angry mother who says harsh things to you, or it's just very reckless with the way that she speaks to you, and it just leaves you feeling very defeated rather than uplifted and motivated. Or it could be like an angry boss. This could be like a career. So it's a couple of different things that I'm picking up on, and it makes sense if you are this person that experienced that in the past and it made you feel kind of defeated. It makes sense why you're in this energy of wanting something new, but at the same time wanting stability, because when you go through turmoil like that, there's like this need for you to escape. It's like this need for you to get out and go find something better and create new experiences. But at the same time, when you get out of a situation like that, you still crave that stability because that situation is so unstable. So I can understand the conflict here. With the Knight of Swords being here in the reverse though, I feel like part of you knows that you're being held back for some reason. Because even though you want something new and exciting in your life, I feel like it's possible that you're not supposed to take this leap forward just yet, because it's something that you have not seen yet, or something you haven't learned yet. With this Knight of Swords being in the reverse, I see this as the universe kind of holding you back from starting something new. It could possibly be because you are still in an emotional state. So if you try to jump into something new, it could kind of go wrong because you're making decisions solely based off of your emotions. And you can't be so impulsive that you do something reckless just because you want to feel that intensity, or just because you need something new and exciting, you know? So it's this sense of the universe kind of holding you back to make sure that you use your mind when you're making these decisions and you're not acting purely off of just reckless feeling, I guess you could say. I heard reckless abandon, but I don't know what that means. I've heard it before, but reckless abandon, I don't really know what that means. But that's what I just heard. But yeah, let's look at your present now. Let me know in the comments if this is resonating, because I'm a bit confused here. So hopefully it's making sense to you. So for the outside energy, we have the Hierophant in reverse, and we have the Six of Wands. So this is either you or the person that you were dealing with. If this is you, you are feeling like you feel more successful when you're not in a committed situation, when you're not like stuck. This is a Sagittarius trait. I do know Sagittarius people who are like this. They feel more successful when they have this sense of freedom. They don't really like to be tied down to the point where they're in a repetitive routine with their partner, or it's like they feel sort of like, I want to experience something new and exciting, so then they have to leave their partner. Some actually cheat on their partners. So I feel like this is you just kind of understanding that you feel most successful when you're not completely and totally tied down. But also, this could be the outside person that you were dealing with. They feel more successful when they are not tied down. So that is something that could be causing you a lot of conflict, or them. Like I said, just kind of take it as it resonates, because the energies are just a little bit confusing right now. But I do feel like there's a need to explore this too, because sometimes we think that we are behaving a certain way for one reason, but really we haven't analyzed it enough. So for example, if you think that, okay, I feel better when I have this sense of freedom, I just want to be able to do what I want when I want, it's like that could be coming from a healthy place of just, that's just how you are, or it could be coming from an unhealthy place of fearing intimacy. See what I'm saying? So there may be a need for you, if you have issues with commitment, or you keep attracting people who have issues with commitment, then there may be a need for you to look at that and why that is. You could have been dealing with a Taurus, is what I'm hearing, with the Hierophant being here. A Pisces is also here on the board. So you could have been dealing with a Taurus or Pisces, or you could have either of those in your chart as well. So in the present position, we have the Lovers, the World card, and the Fool. So all of these cards are in the reverse. I'm just going to show you in the upright. So the Lovers talks about a very strong bond or a strong connection you have with someone, and it is in reverse. So I'm thinking that this is the person from your past, and their energy is still kind of present within yours. I do feel like you still feel this sense of passion towards this person with the Eight of Wands being here. You still feel that pull towards them, but at the same time, you know that that situation was not one that was healthy for you or for the other person. I feel like both people have a lot of maturing or growing up to do in order for them to even be able to maintain something long-term, stable, and healthy. And I feel like you're taking on more of the mature role, because I think that you're the one who realizes this and sees this. I think that the other person may be someone who, like, they know it's the situation is not good for you or them, but they want to still keep taking part in it because of the passion. Or that could be you that's thinking like that, and the other person is the more mature, you know, just take it as resonates. But overall, I feel like this connection just wasn't helping you to grow on a spiritual level. It's like all the lessons that you were supposed to learn from this person, you learned, and that's why things just started getting very stagnant and hectic. Usually when the lesson is learned, that's when you'll start to hit this roadblock within the connection, and it's like you can't push through that roadblock, and it's because there's no more lessons to be learned there. So it's going to be a roadblock there. So if you're wondering like why you just couldn't get it together, and why, you know, you feel this passion for them but things just aren't going right, it's because, like I said, the lesson has been learned, or the lesson has not been learned. It could go that way too, because if this is someone who you are going to eventually be with, the lesson has to be learned on both people's ends so they can expand and grow and then start the relationship all over again. So it could be either one. Either this person is not meant to be in your life long term, and, you know, either one of you is trying to force it, or it could be that this person is meant to be in your life long term, but neither of you have done the work to expand and grow in order for you to have a high vibrational connection. So the World card is here in reverse. So this also is a repeating message. With the World card being in the reverse, that means that there's a cycle that is not closing out. One or both people are not allowing the cycle to close out. Usually it's because they have not learned the lesson, and sometimes it's because they are hiding from issues that they have going on in their personal lives underneath all of this intensity, right? When you are with someone who you're very passionate about, you can use that as sort of an escape from reality. If you have healing work to do, if you have issues with your parents, issues with your mental health, issues with your career, you can use an explosive, passionate relationship to be like a band-aid on top of that and not get done what you need to get done on your own end. So I feel like you or the other person or both of you are both kind of using this connection as a band-aid and holding on to it simply because the intensity is a distraction from your day-to-day life. But it's better to just face your day-to-day problems head on, because this intensity, it can only last but for so long until you have to go and find someone else to get that intensity from, and then the cycle keeps repeating, and then next thing you know, you've reached a certain age where you have not done any healing work, or you haven't got anything accomplished because you've been using these dramatic or intense connections as a way to mask what's really going on deep down inside. It's better to just face yourself head on instead of continuously escaping from yourself. And it's much more rewarding to just go and face yourself. Even if it hurts, even if it's painful, it's worth it in the end. So the Fool card is here in the reverse as well. So I do feel like there is also this fear of starting something new. I do feel like a lot of you could have issues with intimacy or commitment or something along those lines, and when you make a connection with someone, you want to stay in it because you're comfortable with this person now. Even though you still have this desire to expand and explore new things, you kind of still want that solid home base, you know? Like what I'm getting in my head is like when you go to play tag and you're being chased and it's fun, and in order to be safe from being tagged, you can go and sit on home base, or if you're touching home base, you can't be tagged, that kind of thing. It's like you still want a home base, but you still want to explore and you still want to have your freedom. So I don't know how that would work out. Or you could be dealing with people who are like this, like they want to have that solid home base, but they still want that freedom. I think that there's something to explore here. There's some type of commitment issues or issues with intimacy that needs to be explored in this, I think, especially because the Five of Pentacles is here, and the Five of Pentacles talks about abandonment. So abandonment issues usually comes with a fear of intimacy, a fear of rejection, and a slew of other fears. So I hope that was helpful, Sagittarius. I feel like this was a really fast reading, even though my timer says 15 minutes. So I'm going to expand this over on my Vimeo channel. We're going to look more deeply into this. And yeah, hopefully you'll gain more clarity over on the extended. So I'll leave the link to that down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys over on Vimeo. Bye.